woke up in the morning, had a flex. Audemars, VVs, and Pateks. Turn your new bitch into my ex.
All right, everybody, what's the crack? It's Dylan from Mabfield here, joined by a very special guest who's came a long way to be here, so I super appreciate it. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know me, my name is God Knows. I am an MC. I'm also privileged to be part of a trio called Rusangano Family. But I've come as just God Knows today. And yeah, man, I'm privileged to be on this podcast as well. I'm a big fan.
I really appreciate that. To be honest, when you even messaged me on Twitter and said I like what you're doing, it's crazy to me that people even notice because I'm just doing it, and like it's crazy that it's getting that sort of, I don't know, it's getting that far basically. So I really do appreciate that. And
no, man, you're good, man. You're doing a great job, and yeah, this is where I come to when I want to know who's released, and the kind of a way where I may not know so much about a certain artist, and I kind of get a little insight through a fan's perspective, and that's what I always want as an artist as well. So yeah, shout out to you guys doing work and putting in the time.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And like normally when we have guests on, we'll just talk about them and what they're doing and stuff, but you were very keen to look at some new tracks and stuff like that. So
absolutely, and you know what, we're gonna do that anyway, and it's probably gonna come out of me naturally. So
yeah. So do you want to maybe talk about a couple we're listening to before that have been out recently?
Absolutely.
So first one I was looking at was How I Do by Amma. I came across him when he linked up with Nonsense Magnus on a track. I hadn't actually heard of him until recently, and I was kind of like, fuck, I was sleeping on this guy for too long. Well, what did you think of that new track?
See, it's funny because I discovered Amma through Instagram, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was on Instagram doing what you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just scrolling through, and then I think we followed each other. And usually when someone follows you or you follow them, I don't remember which one was which, you then kind of see, oh, what do they do? And when I realized he was an artist, I then checked out some of the music and I loved it. And usually for me, it doesn't take me long to actually big up someone, because I love the track and I just said, yo, man, I love the track. And yeah, from there, that was the last release before this one.
Yeah. And
then this one, I was talking to him the other day, and literally the similar kind of thing of like, yo, man, I think we were just talking anyway, and then I hadn't actually checked it out because I said I was going to check it out. And then when I did check it out, I went back and I was like, yeah, man, this is dope again, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, big up, I'm killing it.
Yeah, for me, like when I heard of him initially, sometimes you need like a couple of listens to maybe get into certain things. Like it was like an instant like enamour with his tunes. Do you know what I mean? I
also like the way that he puts out the music. It's very easy for you to go on and find whichever streaming platform you want to listen to the music from. I think making sure that you're presenting your art in a way that makes it easy for people to consume it is really, really something to definitely do, because I'm learning from other artists, whoever's been doing music, whether it's for a few months or a few years. If you're doing something really good, I'm like, I need to emulate that somehow. And and I respected that. Actually, that was one part that drew me initially to the music, was like, oh wow, this looks very well done.
Yeah,
let me check this out.
Because I mean, today in like the modern world, you need to be when you're independent, you need to like be your own manager. You need to be
absolutely
your own promo person, and like mastering like social media and how you present everything is super important.
Yeah, it's very hard, man. It's very hard, especially let's say because you're still a person who has to deal with normal life things like work, life stuff, difficult things. And having that character to know how to go on about your business, not necessarily just the music, because some great musicians out there, but the business side is the hardest part. And I know I'm only coming into my own now because, I'm in a group with 2 other people, and I know that they are literally amazing people in terms of just how they do life. Like, two of the most organized people I know, so yeah, I'm only coming into my own like greatness in terms of what that looks like. So when I see other people who are doing it, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm here to sit and really observe and really take in what other people are doing as well, because yeah, man, it's the era of the independent artist. It is our era. It's our era because before there was so much hard work you had to do to have your music on a spotlight. Whereas now, if you are doing your due diligence, you're gonna be on a couple playlists that have some of your favorite MCs on there. And if you're just as good as them, why can't someone who really rates Kendrick not listen to Strange Boy? Because at the end of the day, they're in the same league. You know what I mean? Of penmanship.
Yeah.
And that's the era of the independence, because someone's gonna put money into a major, but you did your due diligence, and it just so happens that you're on the same platform that they are. You just have to you just have to outdo them with your art. And if you're doing it the right way, then with longevity, because it takes time, because we know Kendrick from from the EPs before Section 80. So imagine all of those mixtapes, and probably mixtapes that we don't even know about, that he was doing as a teenager. We just know.
Yeah, it's not like he just randomly popped up. It's years of hard work for all this stuff.
Absolutely. And yeah, man, I'm only coming into my own as somebody who's, because what it is it's like, it's not one dimensional. It's not just I'm an MC, full stop. It's like I'm an MC, but I need to make sure that everything that I can give to my art to be heard, I'm going to do that so my art will be heard in the right way, because there's other aspects that you don't listen to a song because you're like, I'm not so sure. Whereas if you know how to, whether you want it to look like you don't care, that's still an art. To just be like, I just threw it out there. Well, you can't just throw it out there without knowing, well, if I throw it out there at 3 a.m., everyone's asleep. If I throw it out there at this time, or you know what I mean, whatever way you choose to make your art, make people gravitate towards your art, you want to do that in the way that gives your art a chance, because that's what we want to do. I just want to be heard. If you ask me what I want out of my music, I just want to be heard. I want to be heard, and I want to make money to make more music. You know what I mean? Everything else comes after. All the wants come after, but the need is to be heard, and the need is to make money to be heard again.
Yeah, like to sustain what you're doing, essentially.
Absolutely.
But I think those are some really interesting points going off the back of like what you were saying about Amma, about like finding this sustainable way to present your art so people will take it in and will digest it. And that's really important information for anybody that's coming up now. It's like you can't just be the best MC. You also have to have. And
everyone has to go through that school of thought. And even on my record, Crown, which is out now on Spotify and all the streaming platforms. Again, this is just a shameless plug, just so that I get that out the way, so we can have the deep 100. Convos. But literally, I say like, I'm the best rapper alive. I say it like 3 or 4 times, because all my favorite MCs said that so that they can push themselves. And as an MC, it's literally part of training to say I'm the best MC. You can't do, because it's a confident sport. It's
the most competitive thing in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the most competitive, if not the most competitive, because you as an MC have to believe you're the best MC. No MC can't say, "No, I'm not, man." But it's good to show it, and not. It's like show, not tell. But also sometimes you need to say, and now you have to prove, because it's like, okay, I said this, now I have to go and work on that. now I have to go and prove to the world. But that school of thought, you have to go through that school, because if you want to be an MC, of course, if you go through that school of MC, if it's like you have to go through that to literally master different styles.
Yeah.
It's like almost like, well, you said you're the best. Do you have a black belt in? Do you have a black belt in?
Yeah, like you're a master of your flow. Can you do this with your,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is what makes other MCs want to like challenge you. And I know that, I definitely know that by saying that, I'm gonna grate a lot of MCs. That's something I definitely expect, that it's grating to hear an MC say, I'm the best rapper alive. But even if you look at my context is, I'm the best rapper alive. That's what Kendrick said before we put him on the pedestal. He is one of my favorite Kendrick freestyles. Is he did a monster freestyle, a tune by Ye.
Okay.
He did a freestyle. The
one that had like Jay-Z and Nicki Minaj.
Yes, that one. He did a freestyle. And there's this part halfway through. Actually, Crown was inspired by Kendrick's freestyle of Monster. If that's the realness.
Yeah.
Because he just spits about life. First half is about life, which is the same thing as Crown. First half is just talking about life. And then halfway through, he goes through this mad flip of a coin where he just starts saying, I'm the best rapper alive. You can ask Jay-Z, you can ask Nicki, you can ask this person, you can ask this person, you can ask this person. Like, not even you can ask them, but tell them. Tell those guys. Tell Andre I'm coming from. Tell Eminem. He went through all his favorite MCs and just kind of say, tell them that I'm the best. That I'm the best. But at the end of the day, that's a freestyle where he's challenging himself while challenging other people. And at that time,
it's healthy almost, I think, to like create that sort of environment where you're going off
basically
each other.
saying, I'm willing to, if you watch anime, like go into the hyperbolic time chamber and train, because for me, the enemy that we're facing, that we have to train for, is our careers. I want a career out of MCing. If I want a career out of MCing and I never challenge myself, then I can't get better. I say that I know that now I've said something that I have to back up my talk. I can't just stay at the same level
these
anymore.
Like empty words and like you have to back up what you're doing.
I now have the unfortunate job, or fortunate if I'm an MC. So I love that. I've just said something and put something in the air, and now I have to go and work my butt off until I'm at a point where it delivers. That's why I was like, it's like Kendrick said it before anyone knew that. Probably loads of people haven't seen that freestyle. Lil Wayne has a song on the Carter 2 called The Best Rapper Alive. He said that before he went on a crazy mixtape run and made the drought freestyles. And then he went on such a run that I believe he did 200 features in that 1 year, and then did the Carter 3, which sold 1 million records in a week, if you care about that. But as an MC, no one was questioning, to the point where he was saying it so much, Jay-Z turned around and said, what do you say? Yeah?
I get it though. Like, it's one of them things where if you throw out a statement and you have to back it up, and you're like relentlessly chasing it and proving it with all these, throwing out these tracks, throwing out these features and backing up the bars, 1, you're improving yourself. 2, you're throwing out a challenge to everybody else outside there. And 3, you're creating like this competitive environment that's like healthy, I think, for the for music.
And for me, the reason why I made sure I put context on that, was more so to say, I'm the best rapper alive. That's what Kendrick said before we put him on the pedestal. I'm the best rapper alive. That's what Weezy said before we put him on the pedestal. Because it's like, before those guys went and got the elusive prize of being the best MC, to certain people, of course, certain people will never agree with this, and that's fine. And because everyone's into different things, but for people like me who love those type of MCs, I thought in their time they were the best in their time. Like, from that era of mixtape Wayne, for commercial music and people who go for platinum status and blah blah blah, I thought Wayne was that guy, and I just happened to be a kid who grew up on MTV and all those other things, and LimeWire as well. Shout out to Bearshare.
Is in the latest song, like you shout them out, don't you? Like Bearshare, LimeWire, or what song was that actually?
I think I did that on maybe it was a Rusangano song, but
yeah, that's what it was. It gave me some serious
Soul Food. I did that.
Soul Food. Sorry,
Food.
yeah, I mixed that up. But that gave me some serious like throwback
Nostalgia?
memory. Yeah, nostalgic.
Yeah,
like the amount of tunes. I remember. Do you remember Soulja Boy did that thing where he would
Yeah,
upload
man.
his music and
Yeah.
put it as the most popular. The title as the most popular song at the time. He was like ahead of the curve.
He killed it, man. That was his campaign.
Yeah.
And it's funny, he had his phone number and everything on there. You would call you called the number to the point where he was his own radio station, where you call the number so you can listen to his. That's why Kiss Me to the Phone, because you would call Soulja Boy and he would play you the song you want to hear from him, and to the point where he made most of his money before he even the record blew. I hated him at the time because I'm a conscious MC, right? So like I used to be like, if anyone put on a Soulja Boy song around me, I'd be like, I never want to talk to you again. It'd be like, that's
You
it.
gotta respect the hustle, dude.
We're
Like,
not friends anymore. But
Yeah,
but I was like,
it's so innovative too.
such a clever guy, and his time definitely was. And that's the thing, because that's the one aspect also about music is that you have your 80% outside of creating. You know, it's like there's a flip that they say, right? When you are in creative mode, 80% of your time should be spent creating the music. 20% is the promo, admin, blah blah blah. And then when you're finished making the music, your 80% switches now to promo and blah blah blah, and your 20% to creative. And people like Soulja Boy, you can see that their business acumen was so far up there. That's why they would succeed quicker before the bars catch up. Whereas most of us, we care about bars.
Yeah, you work on the art and the craft before like the promo. But if no one's hearing your music, then what does it matter?
See,
you know what I mean?
That's the overall. We need all the dimensions, and that's the thing about Ireland as well, is that there's so many people who've put in so much work for so many years that they've got those dimensions now, where it's like, okay, I got this dimension. You can't tell me I'm not a great MC. Okay, now I need to make sure I build up this dimension of my art as well, because I'm never not going to want to MC. But I definitely believe that if I don't work on this other aspect of myself, no one's ever going to hear me. And all I want is for people to hear me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you've just aired out all the the feelings and stuff that a lot of artists can't vocalize. Do you know what I mean? Like these sorts of feelings where you have this music, but you can master your craft and still not have the right streaming numbers, which is crazy in today that's how a lot of things
Shout out to Big Boy Algorithm.
It's like, but it is mad that like that's how people are judging their achievements now is stream. I mean, it matters to an extent, but if you can't sell out a show, what does streaming numbers
Yeah,
mean?
it's a hard marriage to get, but I think that it's funny because the music must come first.
100%.
The music must come first, and we're artists first, and that's the hardest bit, is to know that you're gonna have to sacrifice not getting the numbers so you can get your music to be the best it can be. Because again, let's say you do have the numbers and your music is not the quality you want it to be. Never mind anyone else. There's nothing that feels worse than a lie. You know, when you feel like it's a lie. Sometimes it's something that everyone else could love what you do, but then if you feel like it's a lie, you're like,
It's like imposter syndrome almost.
yeah, you're just like, why am I here? I know I don't deserve this, even though you probably do. You worked hard, you did blah blah blah. So that's the aspect of like, if your music is the best it can be to you, you never ever have to worry. That's why they meaning my YouTube / website research when I was 19. This is what the internet told me when I was 19. They told me that because nowadays you don't know what's fact or what's fiction, but they said that Kurt Cobain at the time when he was very young, he believed without a shadow of a doubt that his music must be heard.
Yeah.
Like without no doubt that it must be heard. And that, without a shadow of a doubt feeling, is what led him to, you know what I mean, to push himself and put himself in front of the people that could elevate and propel that music to where it needs to go. And that's the thing where you can only feel that without a shadow of a doubt kind of feeling if you're working on the music constantly. And until you're working on the music constantly, even though, like, I want to work on my art and my creative output so much that if Jay-Z or MF Doom or whoever your MC you highly respect, anyone, because anyone who's worth anything, I definitely respect him, but I want them to walk in the room and I'll be like, yeah, man, check out my music. Whereas if you don't have that shadow of a doubt, they might come in and say, are you an artist? You say, nah, man.
Yeah, you're not.
I never want to say
to, like,
no.
Yeah, nah. You want to believe in what you've got and really want to push it.
If they say, can you play me one of your tunes? I literally want to be like, yeah, man, take your pick.
Take your pick. I was gonna say, do you have one of your discography that you would be your go-to, or do you feel that now you're at this point where you're confident in your discography and you go, you know what?
You know what's funny? I literally, like, yeah, I do believe I'm privileged, man.
Yeah.
Like, I have a thing that says, hey, I won the best album of 2016 with my brothers.
Yeah.
Here you go. No one can take that from us because it wasn't us who did that, which is why sometimes awards matter to people, because it's a way that someone can say, look at this, man, I did that. But personally, I think that's the difficulty with us artists, because I still believe that Kendrick might have days where he's like, I don't have any song that I really like, but to me, he's my favorite MC. So I'm gonna always go back to Kendrick because he's my favorite MC.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's days where Kendrick feels like he has no songs because he's just an MC's MC. He just wants to MC. But as an MC, you're only as good as your last 16 bars. That's the hardest part about being an MC.
I guess that's one of the things where, as well, in today, where everybody has quite a short attention span. It's like you're only as people only remember maybe your last 16 bars as well. Like when they go, what was his last release? What was his last thing? What's the last thing I seen on Twitter from him? I don't know. It's a weird environment to be in nowadays, I think, with music.
Yeah, it's true. But one thing I also remembered today was, I was talking to one of my mates as well earlier. And one thing about music is that I was going to start spitting some bars. I was going to, one thing about music, when it hits you, feel no pain. Anyway, look, my mind rambles. But one thing about music is the fact that when you hear a song that's great, you may like that one song from a, let's say, 10-song album, 12-song album, sometimes even 22-song album when they're a big artist, because no one likes to release that many amount of songs anymore. But you listen to that song, 2 weeks go by, you listen to a million other albums, right?
Yeah.
But then you're like, I really love that one song. So you go back and you listen to 2 songs, and you're like, now I have 2 songs I like on the album. And then maybe 2 weeks, 2 months go by, and you go back again to those 2 songs, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this album that I really love. So that's the thing about having albums, because you give people something to go and come back to.
I was talking to someone about this recently. I totally agree. It's like my favorite albums, I never straight away fell in love with them. They have like layers that each time you go back and you peel back another layer, like you enjoy more and more. And like the one for me in recent years was like Delhi Daydreams. Like every time I went back to it, like every time I went back to it, I just felt something different or noticed something different.
Shout out to the whole soft boy movement. They're doing something really immaculate. I always give Kojak a big hug when I see him, and I think it's getting weird now. But I love music so much that like joy that's unexplainable comes out of me, like, I love you. You know, but that's because I'm passionate about what other people are doing and how amazing it is from all angles. Because, you know, again, for me, I believe in many dimensions. If you believe in your art, you shouldn't just believe in your bars. You should believe in your artwork. You should believe in the way your stage is. You should believe in the whole thing. Now, executing it is hard, which is why as artists sometimes we're not the best at getting our voices heard, which is why having people that advocate for you who are the right people helps the whole lot. And shout out to people who have people that can advocate for you, because once someone can advocate for you, they can say that thing that sometimes you find difficult to say, because for you rest on what makes you amazing, which is your art, you know. Whereas that person has an eye for art, can be like, you know what's great? You do this thing when you smile that a room lights up. So let's make sure every time you walk in the room, you smile. I don't know, little things like that that people that can advocate for you do, that will make you into a bigger artist, because suddenly people are like, yeah, man, love that guy. It's the guy who always smiles. Yeah. You know. So that's what
you do as well. You're advocating for so many people. Like your latest song, Crown, you're shouting out like JLL, Joan and DK, all these people. And
shout out to Strange Boy. It's not Joan and
oh, he changed his name.
Frequently known as, or previously known as, Joan and DK. But yeah, you know that's. I mean, no. But do you see that it's because I said such an outlandish statement about I'm the best rapper alive? Because I don't want you to think that I'm doing it out of spite or out of anger and malice to any MC doing it, to be like, I'm challenging you, because I went through that phase when I was 15, and I'm cool, man. I don't really, that's not what I'm chasing. I'm chasing being a great songwriter. I don't want to be the best MC, fam. I want to be the best songwriter. I want to write songs, right? I want to write songs like Bob Marley, like Tupac. I want to write songs. I want to write songs that outlast me, that even when I'm dead and gone, people will sing the songs that you remember when your friend was going through a crisis, songs that you remember when you're going through a tough situation, songs that you remember when you're happy, when you're in a good mood, when you just need to have a bop about, songs that you remember when you're like, man, he can really rap as well. Like the whole thing. I care about the whole thing. So the reason why I went on to shout out all my contemporaries is or people that I love as well, people around me, people I care about, was to just be like, let me take a picture of today. This is what today looks like, but this is
documenting it almost.
Yeah, but I did it in 3 parts: foresight, insight, and hindsight. You know, that's why I said with Rira still snapping, how can I quit rapping? With Mech still snapping, how can I quit rapping? You know, shout out to Rira. He made arguably one of the dopest songs ever with 25 O'Clock. You know what I mean? Like DJ Mech, you know, like what can I say about his, you know, scratch, you know, what he done for DJing, you know, what those guys done. Shout out to Scary Era. They were, you know, one of the first
Irish hip hop act to be signed to a major label, weren't they?
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
For big money, you know, and you know, like whatever was the thing to do at the time, they did it. So I wanted to also look back, so hindsight, but not to say that it's over and done. No. More so to say, look at that. Because you can't say I am, because I said something outlandish like I am, but to say I can only be because they were. Yeah. Or they also are still doing it, because my thing wasn't to diminish Rira or Mech. Don't, you know, it's because I know, that's why I'm saying with them still going today, how can I stop? Because you can't tell me, oh man, it's past you. No, man, with them still going, and this song is an inner conversation to myself. And then insight, I'm talking about the fact that I really I looked up to, I'll say it now, like I looked up to the working class records, you know, G.I. Costello, Paul Allwright, you know, I looked up to those guys when I was at the cusp of what we went on to do. I was looking at them like, them man are doing it. So that's insight because they're still doing it as well. Like, again, everyone that I said, they're killing it, but in their own worlds. But I wanted to make sure that other people maybe know. Maybe people who know me and never knew them can hear this and then go and check them out if they don't know. And then foresight is like, hey, look, Jafaris. Hey, look.
JOL. Yeah.
Look.
But I think that's important. You're almost like creating like a timeline in that song and like
yeah.
letting people know what was, what is, and what's going to be happening.
Absolutely. It's a statement of intent. It's like, yo, we're here.
And the way you were saying, like, you're the best MC on that track, like, I think it's very clear that it's more a statement of, like, confidence and, like, what you were saying earlier about you speaking into existence what you want to happen. Like, you want to be the best MC, so you, like...
Yeah, I believe
given that challenge,
everybody should want to be the best version of themselves. I want to be the best
but it's
MC
without putting
when
other
I'm
people
being
down as
myself.
well.
I'm not doing that so that someone else can feel like they're less of themselves. I'm saying that so that I can push myself. Because when someone says, no, you're not, I'm going to have to go and work and, you know, go into the gym and, you know, lyrically and really learn. And again, I don't want to be... That again, the title for me, when you say it, the best MC, the best MC who knows how to do all of it, not just one aspect. If you can spit the best bars, I'll say, yeah, you're the best at writing bars. I want to write songs. You know what I mean? I praise people that can write the best songs, and for me, I want to get there. I don't feel like I've got, I don't feel like I write because I'm a barrer. I love bars, and I'll give you bars for life, but I want to write songs, and the one thing that lasts over time is songs, which is the reason why, our albums have been conceptual, because we care about the music first. It's kind of like...
You were saying as well about, like, creating these bigger ideas that, like, trying to execute them can be quite difficult, and we mentioned Delhi Daydreams earlier, and you were saying about how you give him a Kojak a big hug and all this every time you see him, and delivering these concepts, like, for me, Delhi Daydreams is definitely one of them that the whole immersive world was delivered excellently.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? And
if I'm Soft Boy Forever, like, it's a world.
It's a movement.
It's a world. You step in there and you're like, yeah, man, I'm Soft Boy because that's right. You know what I mean? I feel I'm that.
And like, how for you was it trying to, with Rusangano Family, how was it trying to deliver this message, like bigger message, rather than just, dropping like a collection of songs, or like, how were you trying to paint the bigger picture, really?
I think that's one that I wish My Name is John was here to explain that, because he's a mastermind in that too. He's a true truly great producer.
Yeah.
In a Quincy Jones kind of way, where it's like, yo, let's think big in what do you want to say, and how do you want to say that, and what makes it relatable. Oh, you're going a bit too deep with that. Maybe let's loosen that one a little bit. Let's go straight in this direction. Maybe let's not mention that at all. That kind of a way of kind of helping you focus on delivering your project in a way that it's understandable. Whereas if you're all over the place, then
people can't digest it, really.
Yeah, man, that's what you do with albums that you don't get immersed in, right? You don't get immersed in it, so you take out 2-3 songs, and then you put it into another collections of songs, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is my gym playlist because these are only songs. But you have a gym playlist that's just one album, because you're like, this album is a classic. Yeah. Don't move any song.
Perfect order kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, like, you've dropped so many gems about all this kind of stuff, and just like give me more of an insight, because I'm very much someone that's on the outside looking in when it comes to music, and getting sort of an insight into how MCs, singers, songwriters feel about all these things going on. And you were saying about like this confidence and like saying to yourself you're the best MC. This other song we were listening to before by Finch, Sapin, I think it was called, it very much like delivers this idea of like self-doubt and things, but that's like the flip side of rapping that people are starting to embrace a wee bit more, is the more introspective, like, and raw
that's
side, you know?
if you're gonna ask from what if rap has a karate style, I'll say my karate style is introspective. Being that's 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 what I find the easiest to do.
Yep.
Where some people are great at more than one style, which is really, really incredible. But other people are more observational, so they can talk about their environment. And I find that observational rappers tend to actually do really well at, even if they give you 4 bars of how they're feeling inside, it looks like the whole song was about what's going on inside. But because they've told you the roof is over my head, blah blah blah, my environment sucks, but then I'm feeling terrible today or something in a very creative way, then you're like, it's very deep. But when it comes to being introspective, you're rapping from the inside of your brain, because you are feeling all these feelings, and then now they're coming out with metaphors and punchlines and similes and wordplay and different things that that broadcast how you're activating that. So being that you have a door that was opened by certain MCs because they were very much ready to be vulnerable on music, whether whether it's for the good or for the bad, it opened that door so you could be honest. And I think that's one thing about introspective MCs, that honesty of like, I'm feeling terrible today. Yeah. And that's okay. Whereas there's a time where hip hop was very much hard. But that's because that's because observational rappers tell you about their environment. They're like, this is where I am. I'm outside. I'm on a block.
Yeah.
Because that's observational. They're environmental as well. This is my environment. This is where I live. Whereas when you have an introspective MC who also can talk about their environment, that's then where it's like, I can do both. What? Yeah, man. So that's what can happen too.
It's cool though, because like the examples we're given here, when we looked at like Amma before and talking about like Finch's latest song, they're like totally different approaches to music. And we were talking before about how there's just such like a plurality of different music going on in Ireland, and just the diversity. So like we were talking about them, you've got like people like Kneecap who are doing something totally different. Like do you think we're in the best place, musically speaking, that we've ever been in for hip hop music in Ireland?
Oh,
I know that's a big question, but like, does it feel like this is a moment where there's a vast array of really quality music? Because I would say I'm quite a newcomer to listen to a lot of stuff, but to me coming in, I was just like, holy shit, there's way more than I expected.
Oh man, you know what? I think that the best way I can answer is that loads of people put in a lot of groundwork, and we're standing on giants' shoulders. And the beautiful thing is, you might not know that you're standing on giants' shoulders until you step in and you look back, which is the reason why I made Crown as well.
Yeah, this is all coming full circle.
This conversation. Just to be like, you don't know what these people were doing before you got here to then reap.
Yeah.
Because someone else had to work the ground before you could reap. So that's something that I believe that with streaming and all these platforms where, again, you may not know that person, but they got 1 million views on that freestyle they done, but they don't know that someone never got no views, but they put in so much work that it's equivalent to the same amount of work that you might have done in one other area of your artistry, because it's all part of your artistry is getting your music heard to your audience, the people that will consume it. So, when all of that mixed together, and I think, we're in a time where social media shows you that, oh, snap, man, there's been people from 10 years ago, and there's been people from 5 years ago, and there's people from 2 years ago, and 10 years, the unseen music in Limerick, they've been releasing music, but with different artists, and they advocate for hip hop. And then community scratch games in Galway happens every year, and it's about DJs and MCs and other people coming together to celebrate hip hop in its essence. And then you have in Dublin, there's a section of MCs who do drill music, and it's getting so much attention that they feature on Grime Daily, and they feature other MCs like Russ from the UK who does drill as well, and that's big and getting real big attention. And you have Diffusion Lab, they have Jafaris and Soleil, they're charting, which is elusive if that's what you want. Some, you know what I mean? Then you have Hair Squid, and they got signed to Columbia. And then you have Rusangano, they won the Choice Music Prize. So if you want to study and research, you can see that there's loads of people who are and have been doing it. It's just, do you want to do the research? Some people don't care. But if you do care, it's right in your face. And which is why I guess you're right. I can actually back you and say that, yeah, we're in the best place because you're in a place where you can learn that, yeah, whatever way you want to do it.
It's all accessible.
Whatever way you want to do it. Whatever way. That's why, that's why people like Blind Boy, and other people who do things their own way, equally dope, but a little different to Blind Boy, Crack Boy and Mantle, or equally vastly different, Pat Lagoon, Amma, and all these other artists, and then so what you want to do, you can do, and you can build your own audience by yourself if you're dedicated to staying with it. And I think the good thing is you have choice. I think one thing that it's given us is choice. Whereas before, if you didn't like that type of rapping, you could be like, I don't rap. Whereas right now, I just showed you a whole picture. A shout out to Denise Child as well. We need more. We need some more girls in here. Trust me. Shout out to Denise Child as well, doing it her own way. There's another MC that I heard lately. She's
there's a girl from Belfast called Dina Anuska that's really good as well.
Sick. There's another MC as well who happens to be a woman. I'm not sure her name. It's escaping me. But there's a ton. There's Mai from Galway as well, who's been doing it for a while. So it's not a man dem sport. It's a sport for everyone. So yeah, I want to make sure that's there as well. But that's the thing, you have choice, man. Whereas before, because you didn't see representation, you were like, well, guess what? I'm not going to rap. Well, right now, more than ever, you can look wherever you want.
There's something for everyone, essentially.
And if it's not there, create it. But that's where people were never... The reason why people didn't want to be MCs, not that they couldn't be, is because they're like, too much work. Too much work.
I think sometimes as well, like you're saying, like you can look to all these different people and see something that you enjoy. Like I think one of the most important things at the moment is there's almost someone for everyone to look up to in different spheres. Like even the likes of, I don't know, Reggie Snow, for example.
Big up Reggie.
Yeah, so he's done something on a bigger international platform. So that's what you want to do.
I forgot to mention Reggie, but I was looking so deep into
No, but like there's all these people you've listed like that are doing things in a different way.
If I'm not saying your name, that doesn't mean that I don't rate you or anything. I'm literally, I may just have...
I don't think there's an expectation for you to list.
Shout out to Mango and Mathman as well. Whenever you talk about hip hop, I always forget my grind brother. That's my brother for life. And it's not that he didn't do a bit of hip hop too. I mean, everyone, you know what I mean. So let me not forget my bros, Mango and Mathman, and also the producers and the DJs. Yo, I want to shout everybody out. I don't want no smoke with nobody. Literally, I come in peace. I come with love for the music, and I'm going to make a lot of mistakes because it's podcasts. Once you talk more than 10 minutes, you're going to say something wrong. So if I make a mistake somewhere in this podcast, please forgive me. You can also holler at me at God Knows MC on Instagram or God Knows RF on Twitter. Holler at me, and maybe you can dialogue. You can tell me, I don't agree with you about that thing. Holler at me and let me know, so that I don't want to have an invisible argument with someone who I might bump into. I might bump into someone and they'll be like,
"I'm in a small place." Like,
that's my man. My man said that thing. I don't agree because I want to learn. I'm not here to say I know it all, and I might even be wrong about timelines, dates, and even people. So please, 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 feel free to correct me. Yeah, nicely, of course, because if you're just rude, then I'll probably just delete the tweet or the text. You know what I mean? So.
But I think what you're doing is you're just trying to give everybody a bit of shine here and create a dialogue. Like you saying something live on this that, I don't usually really cut stuff or anything from this. It's usually just we let the dialogue flow, however it goes. Like there's no expectation for you to, I don't know, have said the exact right things. We're all human at the end of the day, but
absolutely. But it would kill me to
forget
think,
about
to forget and then be like, and then make a long comment underneath.
No, but
I just want to put out a statement that I did not,
Yeah.
I want to put it out while I'm still kind of cognizant that I may have slipped up or said something. So if I do, please forgive me, and just know that I'm really passionate about hip hop music. I'm passionate about music in general, and that's where it's all coming from. And I'm really proud of what Ireland is doing, and that's why I would drive all the way to Belfast.
Yeah, big ups for doing that, man.
To
that's
have
crazy
a conversation, because I'm gonna big you up right now. What I really love about this podcast is just the aspect that you're willing to sit down and listen to an MC from Cork City, Waterford, Dublin, Belfast itself. I love that, because I get to come as a fan, listen to a type of hip hop or type of within this genre of rap, or even, it doesn't even have to be that, something that is closely linked or affiliated or around it that makes sense to me. And you're putting me on, like, literally. Even after this and before this, Dylan was just showing me other MCs that I'm like, oh, I didn't know that, or I don't know that tune. That's why I actually tune in, so that you can put me on to what I'm slacking on. Because the truth is, I'm so focused on trying to be like Kendrick, trying to be like Wiley, trying to be like Skepta, trying to be like, MF Doom for emphasis, I'm trying to be like people that are so far in experience wise, that I'm always running after them. But I don't want to do that if you're not representing where you come from, or if you're not linking into what's going on around you, then you can't move. If you want to go, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, let's go together. And for me, I want to go and see other people do what they do, and I want to, even if I go to the gig and experience it and be like, that was cool, but it's not for me. Even when I tune in, every time I listen to something, some of the stuff you play might not be something that is my style.
Yeah.
My style is, Andre 3000. You know what I mean? My style is Kendrick. My style is J. Cole. But it might not be Uzi Vert and the guys who do that style of MCing. But I love it as well, because my little brother, who's 17, put me onto Uzi. He put me onto, for timeline reasons, he put me onto Little Nas. I wasn't sold on that song until my brother did a TikTok video about it.
Oh my god! Did your brother do TikTok videos?
It did That's a TikTok. Sick. It did a cool TikTok video too. And I was like, I get it now.
But that's just like the different generations we were talking about before this. It's like my little brother, for example, would have put me on to very similar music, and I didn't even know about TikTok until he told me about it. But it's like that's where they're discovering a lot of their music. You see what I'm
saying? Where it's like, but it's I want to lock in so I learn. Because the worst thing that I could do is hate what I do. You know what I mean? I could start hating what I do because I'm so focused on what I like that I never appreciate the whole thing. Because sometimes what you don't like shows you what you like even more.
Yeah.
You know, and I had to witness that in a way where it's like, okay, that's what makes that good. Okay, if that's what makes that good, I just need to make what I do even better in that aspect of.
Yeah, like you saying what you don't, when you like find what you don't like, it like reminds you what you do like even more. Like that really resonated with me there, because like I was away for like 3 or 4 months over the summer last year in South America, and I really wanted to get into doing podcasting. And when I was there and I was like doing other things that I maybe wasn't enjoying as much, I was like, this is what I really want to do, you know? And like, yeah, have you had like a moment like that where you couldn't create music or you couldn't?
Yeah, man. When I met my brother in music, Merle, he's so good. I quit for a year.
Really?
Again, so good in a way that he wasn't just focused on trying to just be the best MC. Whereas my mind was just on trying to be the best MC. Whereas he can MC, produce, mix. He can do the whole thing. So then I had to then love music more than what I thought I loved music, but I didn't love music. I just loved one aspect of music. But now I love music even more because it's like people who have depth in their love for the art show you that you can go deeper in because I didn't want to be Merle. I wanted to be God Knows, but I realized that God Knows wasn't reaching deeper than he can, because what seeing someone who's going deeper within their art shows you, man, why am I just focusing on writing the best 16 bars when someone else writes a dope 16 bars, puts that aside, grabs the whatever they used to produce, makes a dope beat, grabs their vocal mic, then records themselves, and then kills it.
Yeah.
Whereas it's not like he's saying he's putting less time into each. He's just being diligent in, okay, 5 hours here, 5 hours here, 5 hours here. You know, I'll take my time. But at the end of the day, when it comes to stamina, a person who's just focused on bars realizes that they have to record the music. What's going to happen now? You're stuck. You're not going to record your little 16 bars now because you have no way to record yourself, you know, or things that matter in the bigger picture of what your art is about, you know. So that's what made me stop for a second, because I was like, oh, bro, like I could definitely get better. But then, equally at the time, hip hop music wasn't inspiring me because I saw at the time I was such a purist in which everyone needs that time to focus on what you really, 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 really just love. I was such a purist in that sense that I saw the influence of the South in America take over hip hop in a commercial sense, because I grew up on MTV Base and LimeWire. So unfortunately I didn't have a big bro who could be like, oh, there's MF Doom and these guys who are absolutely murking it, until I grew up and had other people around me that could show me all these brilliant and wonderful minds. But with that being said, I looked at those guys and like, they're ruining it. They're ruining it. Where's the MCs? Where's the lyrical guys? What's happening to hip hop? And then that made me fall in love with grime even more. So then it's the aspect of like finding what you don't like makes you love what you love even more. Because
It sort of makes you gravitate towards.
man.
And search harder for.
Oh man, literally, I could tell you about every Skepta release. I could tell you about every Wiley release. I could tell you. At that time in 2011, I didn't live in the UK, but I literally could tell you, oh yeah, this is where Skepta hangs out. This is what he ate for breakfast. He goes to here.
That's what you need. That's like the drawing out the real passion.
Oh man, like that's what made me fall in love with grime at the time, because I was like, oh man, these guys are just being lazy about their writing in terms of bars. Whereas these guys in the UK, they go on radio every Friday.
Yeah.
Just to spit.
Yeah.
They're going on radio every Friday just to spit, to see if they're getting better. I want to be like those guys. I don't want to, slack and not write all the time. So then again, it just made me fall in love, deeper in love with what I do.
Yeah. I mean, is there anyone right now that's giving you an extra bump of inspiration? Because for me, I sort of didn't fall out of love with music, but there was a while like, when nothing really just like
nothing's grabbing you.
Yeah, nothing's grabbing me. And then for me, it was like Brockhampton. They're like the way they approach everything. They all moved into a house together. Like one of the guys is from
Where did
Belfast,
they meet again?
like,
on a forum?
Yeah, on like a Kanye West forum, and they all moved in together and just basically worked around the clock. And I watched like a documentary on it, and that is like literally was like, I have no excuses for anything. And it's like you were talking about your friend who went deeper into everything, and it like pushed you to do more.
He still does.
Yeah. Like shout out to him.
Merle, man. Shout out to Melly, man.
It's that kind of thing. You need those like bouts of inspiration to just
Yeah,
keep taking you over.
I
So
think that yeah, man, it's really crazy because I think we all go through that. We all go through a point where maybe what you like is not being highlighted very much, but I think sometimes it's just a sign that you need to highlight it. You need to be that person. There's no one who's actually gonna do it for you, and no one's gonna advocate it for you. No one's gonna put it in the world or in the atmosphere, and it really sucks because it's the pioneer's pangs, isn't it? Like the pioneer's pangs is like you put in all the hard work. Sometimes you may not even be the person who harvests, who reaps from what it is, and especially through me studying people like Wiley, who is a pioneer in his scene, and all he wanted to be was king, but everyone calls him the Godfather. And he's like, I don't want to be. I know that because it wasn't there, I facilitated, but now everyone calls me the Godfather. I don't want to be no Godfather. I want to be the king of grime.
Yeah.
But then because he advocated for such other kings to come in, like Kano and Dizzy, to not to say like he created an environment where they could flourish. They harvested quicker than Wiley. Dizzy, classic instantly.
Yeah.
Kano, second classic, instant. With Home Sweet Home, and literally to the point where now we have the Stormzy's who don't even have to go through the same path, but he's still like.
But it's like what you were saying earlier about people before creating the foundations for Lionel.
Yeah, man. Some of them don't reap, and that's the tough thing. But the beautiful thing with time is we won't let you forget
about it. Exactly.
The sick MCs will not, know me from before Stormzy made another grime classic, Gang Signs and Prayer, in terms of commercial status. It depends, again, it's all subjective, right? But, to me, as someone who loves grime in a more dimensional than just bars, but again, you can disagree with me because it's.
I mean, I feel like you did with Rusangano Family something very similar. Like you've laid the foundation down for other people by winning the Choice Award. Because hip hop, had anybody won the Choice Award?
Nominated was Messiah J and the Expert. They were nominated before us,
but no one had won.
Yeah, and we were very privileged to win that, and also. Yeah, we're the first from outside Dublin, I think, to win the Choice too, which is something that I also love because I'm a big advocate for the Southwest. Like, I want to make sure that everyone's getting the same opportunity, even if it means I have to drive everywhere to make sure that being heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think that's the beautiful thing when you're not doing it for the accolades. Because if I tell you the truth, we just made an album that we really loved, but I'm such a fan of other people who've done it different ways that I'm like, I know, even though I'm not thinking about it, but winning would mean this. Yeah.
Did you expect?
No.
Really?
Not
Did
at
you
all.
hope for it though?
I think
you
we
were
all
nominated?
make music also to be like, can it? It can? Cool. And then you close your eyes and you go back to work.
Yeah.
You just want to know that, can I? When I'm also poking out my chest, I'm like, can I run a marathon? Is it possible? Okay, I'm going to start working towards it. When that person who puts the tweet or tells their friend, I'm going to run for the 5-kilometer marathon. They've said it, now they have to go and do it. So it's kind of that thing of like, we didn't say that to ourselves, but it's like, yeah, it's possible. It's possible. And then we go back to making sure we're not doing it for other people. Because the worst thing you could do also is do music for other people. You should do it because it's therapeutic, or it brings a joy to your heart. It doesn't necessarily just have to be for therapy, but just because you love it. And that's where we start from. If it's coming from the heart, the JME bar, don't do it if your heart ain't in it. Like, same thing. Like, don't if your heart ain't in it, you're probably gonna see something better, and you're probably gonna say, this MC thing was nice, but I think I'm done here now. So yeah, man, I ramble a lot, but I got there.
No, but it's cool just to get like an insight into the way you think about all these things. And even I think because a lot of the people that listen are artists, and I think that just the experience you're talking about, it will be like refreshing for them to hear, because I'm sure it's the same in every creative spirit. People have those like self doubts and things like that, and even just to hear certain things you're saying about, you know, you've gotta believe you're the best MC.
Yeah, but I also want to, you know, just balance it and say, like, you know, it's something that you know, it's a competitive sport. You definitely want to believe that you are, but it's not something I'm doing from a place of pride, or, you know, just gotta make sure that's there just to be like, yo, I want to be the best God knows. Even though I'm saying it, it's like there's a great documentary that Skepta did on Apple Music a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. The moment he wanted to be the greatest, Skepta, that's when, for me, I've always been, you know, Skepta, one of Skepta's biggest fans, just because of similar experiences of like African immigrant, you know, kid. Mm-hmm. You know, he's not immigrant, but like born from immigrant parents, and, you know, from the UK, you know, UK, and he's like always bigged up where the duality in his shout out to Denise Charlotte dual citizenship, like the duality in the citizenship of where he's from, where he's like, I'm Nigerian but I'm English. I've always loved that, and that's what drew me to his music. But he always had this confidence that wasn't saying that I'm the best, but it's more so saying I'm the best so that I can be the best version of myself. I can't think I'm the best for Shannon Town, which is where I'm from. I need to be like, Ireland, this is where I'm looking, or I need to go, I see those guys outside of the scene. So it's just something to push yourself. So it's not something to start pointed at MCs and saying, I want to challenge. I don't want to battle no one. I'm actually going to tell you, you're the best. Whoever actually, you know, believes that this is smoke, no, it's not. I will gladly sit down here and say everyone is the best version of themselves. And even if someone says, I'm better than you, I'll say, yeah, you are. Go, you know, because it's not that. It's just I love music. And I just want to be around other people who love music. And while loving music, I will push myself and say what my favorites have said. Because I love standing on the shoulders of giants. And that Kendrick freestyle is one of my favorites ever. And I always go back to listen to it that was the moment I'm like, he's pushing himself. And then when I look at that freestyle, I'm like, the Crown was like, I want to push my, I recorded that song in Berlin on a hot summer's day, and I was surrounded by some of the greatest musicians I've ever met or been around ever. So being in that environment forced me to.
How did that sort of come about? Like, why were you in Berlin?
It was a festival called the People Festival, which is run by Aaron Dessner from The National and Justin Vernon. Of Bon Iver or Bon Iver. Yeah. It's a tough one to know which one.
Bon Iver, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But that's sick. Like, so you were playing that festival?
Yeah. We're doing the People Festival, and literally, someone corrected. Sorry, I just remember like someone corrected me. I was like Bon Iver, and someone's like, it's Bon Iver. So. And then I watched some interviews of him saying Bon Iver, and then I watched some where he says Bon Iver. So I'm like, I think it's the eye of the beholder or something. It's like you say whatever you want to say. But it was at that festival where we were creating music with some of the best. So because I just thought of Kendrick in that moment, because it's like, I can't be creating music with some of the best in the world and not think I'm the best in the world as well, or push myself to want to be the best in the world. I harked on this subject too long, but I hope it doesn't offend anybody. But it's literally to get us to a point where we enjoy confidence, because without the confidence, we have a bigger fight than what's there, because it's not that big of a fight. You know, it's just the aspect that we're going to get there, man. We're going to get there. If you're an MC, if you're an artist in Ireland and you do music and you love it, just know we're going to get there. And yeah, man, we're walking together. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, let's go together. And yeah, man, whoever it is, man, I just want to know that you exist, and this podcast helps me know that you do, and keep doing it. You know, whoever's doing it out there, keep doing your thing, because I appreciate you and I thank you, and you push me to want to be the best version of myself for sure. You know, and yeah, man, big up.
Yeah, no. I think you pretty much nailed all that. Like, it is a crazy time to be involved in music in Ireland, I think, and it's great to have someone going as an ambassador almost for that, the way you are, shouting out so many people, and your willingness to make sure that, you know, you're creating a competitive but like fun and positive environment is super refreshing. So like that's great to hear as well. I mean, it's been great. It's been great having you. Like, just dropping gems the whole time there. Like,
I hope so, man. I hope so. Yeah, man. I really enjoyed this conversation. I came here to just have a bit of bands and literally support something that I feel like is needed. And shout out to other people who are doing it as well. So yeah, if are there other podcasts that are doing something similar to you?
There's a guy, Shane, does Sold Out podcast.
Shout out to Shane.
There's one in Belfast called Banjack's podcast. That's
Shout out to the Banjack's podcast.
There's a couple I've been told about recently. You know, that I feel bad that I won't be able to shout them out now. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but you know, they are starting to sprout up more. There's more and more people doing it, which is great, because the more of these kind of things, the more that people like yourself are going to hear about these artists, the more that you're going to get to see them doing interviews, you know. It's thoroughly enjoyable. I love doing it, because without doing this, you know, I never would have got to meet you in person and done this. You know, it's crazy.
Man. Yeah, man. I really respect it, man. Yeah, man, it's dope. There's a grime TV. I think it's IRM TV.
Oh yeah. There's that, and then there's also like Dear Fac, and there's also New Air that all do like quite a lot of them. You know, do like have people doing freestyles on them, or they have some discussion on the channels as well, but music videos and stuff like that. So they're big platforms. I mean, you've
There's
got
Lab TV from Cork as well. I don't know if you
I've seen that before.
Everybody who is doing things like that, I actually wanna. I would love to do. Yeah, man, I would love to do a freestyle on one of the IRM platform. Looks dope.
Yeah.
Because if I see something that reminds me of why I do music. I do music because I really love it, and I'm just like, they really love it the way I love it. I want to be around those people, not people who are doing it because it's your job.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if you're doing it because it's your job, well, it's like, I don't really want to hang out because you actually not here too. Whereas like, dude, we've just sat here and just talked about the joy of music, you know, and that's the type of people I want to hang out with, where it's like, I do this because I care, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So big up everybody who does the video stuff as well, the IRM stuff. There's an MC who was on there, man, killing it. Proper grime bars as well. The style is like really, really dope, and it inspired me to want to do more grime. And I think from that moment I was doing more grime. And shout out to Mango and Mathman as well. Shout out to Major Graves, he's a dope grime producer as well. Shout out to Cert One as well, dope producer who's based in Liverpool, but it's from closer to here actually.
Derry, weren't you saying?
I don't want to be mistaken on the exact location, but I think it might be. I think it might be Derry. I might. I think it might be. I don't know if it's not, but. Yeah, Sir is another great producer. There's loads, man. There's loads. If I could start shouting out people, I would be going forever. But just touching on a bit of grime there as well, because that's another one of my first loves. I also love dancehall music. I did a EP. Is it
the Simma?
Simma
Yeah,
EP,
yeah.
which is fantastic. Because I also love dancehall music as well. So that's something that I was a privilege to be a part of as well. So, man... Yeah, we're healthy, man.
Yeah,
it's healthy, man. From different angles.
The fact that you can even, I mean, I've lost count of how many people you shouted. The fact that you can even go on these mad lists of people like shows you how healthy the scene is and how much stuff is coming out, and you're even saying like they're inspiring you to do more things, you know, and yeah, it's great. And in fact, I think this whole conversation will hopefully inspire other people, because you're demonstrating that, you know, you're taking note of all these things that are going on. It's like
Absolutely
stuff that's not just getting like, it's not just being pissed into the wind. It's like the disappearing.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Unseen and everyone who's affiliated with that. Where it's Mankey, Citrus, Hazy, Same Difference, Post Punk Pudge, Naive Ted, weird and other like weird and wonderful type of not just straight down the middle cookie cutter stuff, because that's why it can go under the radar. Because shout out to Ezwell as well. I said Ezwell twice, but his name is Ezwell. Dope MC from around my way as well. It's like literally so many different avenues, man. So many things. And every time I remember someone, I'm like, Flip, I better say the name, because I don't want no one to feel like I don't care. And if I don't know, that's one aspect I would love to know more of the drill MCs, because that's one aspect I haven't really delved into. But I know that there's a lot, because drill was very popular from the UK. I'm keen to go there.
I went down a bit of a wormhole recently, just going through loads of drill MCs.
Link me, everyone who's from that scene. I just want to sit down and marvel and say, oh, okay, that's how you do things, you know?
Yeah.
You know, that's what's authentic to you right now. I would love to just and sit there and just and swallow that and just like and be like,
take it in.
Okay, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you guys are killing it in this way. But yeah, man, there's so much, man. It depends what you want, man. Go and do that. Go and do your thing. And
like you said, the whole way through this, you know, it's all there. If you want to see it, just look it up. You know, there's so much evidence all across the internet of what's going on. There's something for everyone. Yeah, it's a healthy time to be involved in all this. I mean, is there anything else you want to, you know, plug before we end it? You know, have you got any shows coming up? You've got any more tracks?
Right now, I am literally proud of Ireland, and that's what Crown was about, and literally that's all I have right now is Crown. But hey, literally there's so many other things that I was a part of. I was privileged to be a part of, but I don't want to speak too soon, just in case it may take a little bit more time to get that ready. But as for now, I just have Crown, which is on Spotify and all the...
we'll put a link in the description.
Yeah,
for that as
all
well,
that stuff. Yeah, man, that's really me right now, man. I'm just... I thought that to make sure I give Crown the chance that it deserves, so that it could get heard by other people other than people from the Southwest, which a lot of people are, you know, family to me at this point. I kind of wanted to come and see other people who are even on the grassroots the same way we are. Because, man, I know a lot of people in the Southwest who are just as passionate as what you're doing, which a lot of people show you love, by the way. Because I was talking to a couple MCs the other day about me wanting to come to, and they were like, yeah, man, he was talking about this person and this person. I was like, yeah, that's really cool. And they were telling me about the fact that they tune in, so it's not just me. So that's really cool. The fact that I thought it was gonna be me enlightening them to be like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and
still
they were like,
kind of
nah,
blows my
man.
mind that people actually,
yeah, man, he's
watching and listening.
Really
and stuff.
clocked in to everyone, not just one aspect. Because you're not just going, oh yeah, there's just drill, you know, and then you focus on all the. You're going, oh yeah, I even went to Nilo, and here's what the gig was like. You know, you talk about everybody and what they're doing, and I really respect that, man. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, big up one more time.
Oh man, yeah, this has been great, and I appreciate you saying those kind words. Loved having you on, and I appreciate how far you came to do this.
Oh man,
It's been a great episode
man.
with the legend in the game.
Oh good. Yeah, man. It certainly won't be the last. I mean, it's not the last song I'll ever do. So, you know, I'm gonna meet you in Dublin as well.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
We all go to shows and things like that. So I definitely know I'll see you at one of those. But yeah, keep cracking on and power on, because this is absolutely fantastic. Trust me. You know, just don't quit.
No, yeah.
Yeah, don't get tired.
No,
because
yeah, exactly.
more artists are springing up, and I want to keep tuning in so I can learn about them
Mm.
from your perspective as well, because it's just what we want to do. That's the reason why we all listen to radio, is because we want someone else to go, I like this because. And because not a lot of up and coming artists from Ireland are going straight to the radio, they're going straight to playlists. But unless you listen to that particular playlist, you won't
You're
know.
not gonna know. Exactly.
So I need you to keep doing what you're doing, so then I can go to that playlist.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna find, Crack Boy Mental on 10 a.m.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
a breakfast
radio.
show.
Exactly.
Whereas I'm gonna find, all sorts of beautiful music from Ireland here and be like, oh, cool. I missed out on that. Why am I missing out on that? Okay, because I'm from Clare and this is why. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on that time, every week to tune in and make sure that I lock in and hear some great music.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's been sick. Like, I think we can pretty much round it up. It's been a great conversation. Just getting an insight into the way you think about things, the way music's going in Ireland, and just your experiences. I've really enjoyed it. So all the links to your latest music will be in the description, your socials. Comment and say what you guys thought on the episode. If you agree, if you disagree. This has been Dylan from Mabfield.
I'm God Knows.
Thanks for listening.
Do.
Cheers.